Big Somali Day. Ilhan Omar, Somali in charge, is apparently in massive trouble. Apparently, she requested $1 million for a substance abuse clinic, which was a secret restaurant run by Somalis. All right, so she's going to jail. She's getting deported, bro. It's over. Speaking of removing Somalis from our countries, we are also trying to keep a certain Somali out of our country. Johnny Somali, some would say the most honorable Somali, is currently in South Korea going to jail for being an abusive piece of garbage. He pled guilty, he lost the case, and this is him crashing out that he finally realizes that it's over. All right, complete and total bananas and rice destruction today.
One of our spending bills making its way through Congress was a $1 million earmark from Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, which was...
So you're telling me that she was involved in the Somali fraud? What? You mean to tell me that we literally imported infinite Somalis? They selected the Somali to be in charge. It's this one for some reason. And now this Somali somehow knew about the Somalis that were literally giving amnesty and immigration status into our country, that were scamming us. She actually knew about it. Are you being serious right now? For real?
Was an earmark that was supposedly going to a substance abuse clinic, which actually happened to be housed in a restaurant and run by three individuals that share the...
Can we please jail these people already? Like, I'm so tired. I'm tired, bro. I have Somali fatigue, man. Bro, we gotta get rid of these guys.
Same residential address, according to their IRS paperwork.
Right, yeah, fine, sure. Substance abuse clinic secretly housed inside of like a random Somali restaurant. Earmarked $1 million from Ilhan Omar. Look, the wheels of justice turn slowly, but they do turn, all right? Maybe I'm coping right now, but I want to see Somalis in jail out of America, and I want to see Somalis in jail out of America. Meaning I want to take the Somalis that have left America and put them in jail if they're criminals, and I want to take Somalis that are in America and remove them from America and put them in jail somewhere else. Maybe 2-for-1 special. We'll deport Ilhan Omar, but don't worry, we won't send you to Somalia. We'll send you to El Salvador instead.
Tons of red flags. So this is what we saw with the fraud involving the daycare centers. Now we see other earmarks coming directly from members of Congress, where it seems fraud is being perpetrated as well. So
are you telling me that the Somali pirates are pirating again?
I raised the issue, and fortunately, the House has now stripped that earmark out of that spending bill. But again, this is how easy money has been flowing to bad actors.
Yeah, bad actors. Bro, we got to get rid of these people. We have a massive Somali issue. And the fact is that they should have never been here to begin with. I see some comments being like, Nux, you're a little racist sometimes. No, it's not racist to not want to import a predominantly culture focused on piracy. Into our country with an average IQ of 6'7". 6'7". Literally, bro. The fact that we're even having this discussion proves how open-minded I am. This is absolutely intolerable. All right, let's see Somalis finding out.
I don't know how it's possible, but things are still somehow getting worse for the disrespectful IRL streamer who's been trapped in South Korea for over a year simply because he couldn't act right and thought he was above the law. And
many such cases. Look, I'm not trying to say that all Somalis are like this. I'm just noticing a lot of Somalis finding out. I'm noticing a substantial amount of Somali fuck around, find out situations.
Now it's become extremely obvious that his legal strategy completely failed. Obviously, there's a lot that's happened since we last covered him.
Yeah, so for those unaware, this guy is Johnny Somali, piece of garbage. He went to Korea and tried to stream and just harass people, and now he's going to jail.
But his last trial day was essentially February of 2026. Now, on April 15th comes his sentencing. So, Johnny still is currently facing 8 charges, 6 of which he's already pleaded guilty to, and he's currently fighting the last 2 charges, which are the deepfake charges. Because the dude is still facing 12 and a half...
Deepfake charges, I think, are like sexual, like he would actually be registered as a sex offender, right?
...years in South Korean prison, and has essentially been the largest moron ever.
Dude, I'm just saying, Korea has arrested more of our prominent Somalis than we have. Like, bro, what are we doing?
While fighting this case. I mean, let's be real. If there was a big idiot contest, this dude would absolutely win. Because who in their right mind says this to the judge that has his freedom in his hands?
Shout out to President, you, the judge, prosecutor, y'all can suck my Tell them what the charges is.
Carrying a fish and causing anxiety.
Causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my. I'll bring a fish to your mother's house. I don't care.
That's a threat.
So with that in mind, this absolute genius decided it was a great idea to fight.
Average IQ 67. Once again, coming in clutch. It never stops.
I had a charge that he live streamed himself doing. Because after streaming with the South Korean streamer Bong Bong, he decided to brag and show off his new Korean girlfriend. How did he do this? Well, he showed an AI-generated video of him and Bong Bong making out on his stream. This is extremely illegal in South Korea, hence why he's currently facing 8 years in prison for just that one charge. And unfortunately for him, he's facing 2 separate deepfake charges. But the maximum penalty that he can get from all of these charges is combined 12.5 years in prison. And as an American, that is a crazy amount of time for what he did. But this guy can't help himself but remove any chance of leniency from the judge by threatening the judge and his family.
Shout out the president, you, the judge, prosecutor, y'all can suck my.
By showing up to court praising their northern neighbor.
Is there anything you want to say?
Nice.
Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
No.
Hey, send this clip to the president of Korea. Send this clip. I'm talking to you, the president of Korea. You can suck my.
Dude, they're like it's like I don't want to say that it's like a Somali problem or something. I don't want to say it. I'd like to be proven wrong. All right, I would like to be proven wrong. But then I remember that court case where you had that Somali pedophile, and the entire Somali community basically came to say nobody's a good person, just raped a kid, and it's like, bro, not all cultures are equal, man.
I respect Kim Jong-un more than you, Lee Jae-myung, little.
And continuing to be an absolute moron in public, all while his trial is still going on.
Korea #1, yes! Korea. Oh, police? No. I'm Beagle, American.
And obviously, we've been covering his antics for almost 3 years.
Somali guy goes to Korea. I'm American. I've noticed so many of our issues stem from people that we bring into our culture that don't really assimilate.
Years now, and I've gone to 4.
I'm starting to notice that immigration without assimilation is invasion.
Of his court dates in Seoul, but I didn't go to this one in February because Bong Bong was actually supposed to show up to the last one that I was in Seoul before the February trial, but instead she decided to
This is the most dedicated hater of all time. Literally flies to Korea to watch him humiliate himself in court.
Fly to Australia.
I'm talking to a lawyer, but they didn't answer. Lawyer said that I don't have to, but just in case I will go to airport. I don't know. It's so annoying. I think I don't have to, isn't it? I need to pay the fine. If I don't know, I have to pay the fine or not. There is a paper, like absence paper. I can send the absence paper, they said. The fine is 5,000 Australian dollar maximum, I think. I don't think I have to pay that much for that. That's too much.
And she's the lead witness. So I wasn't going to bet on this woman showing up because if she didn't show up again, there would be nothing new to cover. And I'm going to be real. It's not cheap to fly a team member and myself to Korea. I mean, we're kind of doing it for the love of the game at this point because it would be a whole lot more profitable for me to sit at home and make a commentary video. But honestly, that is not the most entertaining outcome because this is such a good story. It's a full-on train wreck that I can't even help myself from not watching. And I mean, let's be real.
Dude,
if I'm not focused...
This dude... Get yourself a girl that pays as much attention to you as this guy does to Johnny Somali.
Uncovering it, a whole lot of people won't even know what's happening. And it's kind of funny because it almost seems like Johnny actually missed me from this session in February because he kept on complaining to the other streamers to get the shot of him coming into the courtroom because no one else would, I guess. And this is because most people have honestly just lost interest in the case. They just want to see what the outcome
I just want to see him in jail. I'm a simple man.
So my understanding is there was little to no press there on the February court date. Hence why we never got the video of him getting out of a police car and entering the courthouse. But Bong Bong, the star witness, she decided to go live before the stream. So as I was sitting home and
the universe is coming together to shit on this man.
Realized she went live, I went, oh, she's actually showing up the trial. And she did so alongside of Slightly Homeless. They weren't streaming together, they were just streaming at the same time in 2 separate parts of town. And you might recognize Slightly Homeless because he was the guy who Johnny essentially stalked and chased down the street with his date at that time.
I'm giving you content, right? You want to run content in my city?
Leave me alone.
I thought you want to run content.
Leave me alone.
Let's make content.
Go away. Go away.
Let's make content.
And I don't think Slightly Homeless is really on his side here. I just feel like he's at the courthouse because he's already in Korea, and that's probably the most interesting thing in his niche happening in Seoul that day. But regardless, he was kind of there to cover it, but he somehow managed to not cover anything whatsoever because he just kind of stood there on the street, bothered about not being able to live stream inside of the courthouse. And obviously, Johnny was really trying to get him to stand at the courthouse steps and live stream him going into court because, you know, Johnny wanted his big moment. And of course, he didn't do that. And Johnny didn't get the shot he wanted. And there was no journalists there. So no one saw that happening.
I'm telling you, they told me I can't, dude. And I will get you going in. Johnny wants me to be a cellmate. I know, right? I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Just roll your window down when you're coming by if you want me to get a good shot.
I don't know who's gonna be there. Oh, fuck. Fuck. No. I left my house too late. No. I think I'm gonna be late for the court. I just go to court and just tell what happened to me. That's it. I'm very curious about what's gonna happen later.
There seems to be no hype behind this trial. I mean, absolutely nobody's here.
Oh my God!
I met him twice once in Thailand.
No one cares about him anymore.
Seoul, always
oh
on
my
stream,
God!
And we're not
Heartbreaking.
Like, in that relationship. We maybe used to be a friend or something. Then he exposed me on the public with like about 1,000 people that I'm his girlfriend, and we sex to Korean people, and I got a lot of bad, you know, I was kind of cancelled from the society because of that, you know what I mean? Cancelled. I was cancelled from Korean people.
Damn.
Like a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people start attacking my YouTube channel, and actually like a lot of Korean people threatening me.
Holy shit!
Korean people, you know a lot of Korean people who eventually like end up their life for being attacked by public.
But essentially, what do we know from the February trial going into his sentencing? Well, despite it having been almost 4 months, Johnny Somali's first deepfake charge, the one with Youngman that was supposed to be dropped, has not been dropped. So no official agreement has been entered into the record in either case. So considering it's already been 4 months, one can only assume that that charge is there to stay. And we got some confirmation on this as well, because on February 3rd, 2026, Hank submitted a request for clarification on the scope of the agreement to the court in the Youngman trial. And this to date is the only official court action that has taken place in either trial regarding this agreement. So this is definitely an indication that Johnny is worried about if this agreement is being held up by the court. And if you don't remember, the background on that was on October 22nd, 2025, Johnny and Hank, they signed a tentative handwritten agreement in court with Youngman to mutually drop charges. How do we know this? Well, I showed up and we found out in person. And at the time of the agreement, legal experts predicted that the official agreement would be signed and sealed within 2 weeks. And here we essentially...
Bro, every minute that this man is not in jail yet, I'm just waiting for him to go to jail. Dude, Johnny Somali's got to be my favorite filler character I've been covering on the channel for a while, and I just want to see the conclusion, man. This is crazy. It's like, I know he's going to jail. It's like they leaked the whole Avatar movie ahead of time or whatever. All right, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Just make it happen already. Come on. These Somalis, they just can't fucking put him away.
Have the text of the agreement, which is written in Korean, so we kind of have to translate it, but essentially it says, agreement, Lee Young-chan, Ramsey Khalid Ismail, and Yoo Hong-jo no longer wish to pursue mutual punishment for all criminal cases that have occurred between them on October 29th.
Wait, so did she literally get bullied into dropping the charges?
2025. His lawyer notified the court of the agreement and entered a handwritten temporary agreement into the record. No official agreement has been entered into the record, though, as of right now. So the agreement is not in on the record, and the charge has not been canceled. And then on January 26, 2026, closing arguments were held in Youngman's Jungman's case, meaning that 3 months after the tentative agreement, Jungman's charges stayed in place and his trial proceeded with no interruption. So on February 3rd, 2026, obviously Hanks...
Bro, please put him on the sex offender registry, man. Please.
Submitted that request for clarification, and essentially nothing that we know of came of it. What else do we know? Well, on the February hearing, Hank did not show up. So where does that actually leave us? Well, Johnny was more interested in entertaining his audience than actually dealing with the reality of his current life situation. The dude essentially chose to act out as much as possible and do the opposite of what he should have done. Because from every legal professional I've talked to in Korea, they all said
he's like when the guy broke into the Somali daycare, right? When they were investigating a Somali daycare, and he goes and he's like, someone broke into the daycare. They stole literally just all the paperwork. They didn't steal anything else, just all the paperwork. Yeah, sure, bro.
He should have been serious from the start, formally apologized, and pleaded guilty. And if he did so, everyone is saying the judge would have gone very easy on him, and realistically, he would have been back.
The judge doesn't want to get into some sort of beef with America. They don't want to jail Americans and make an entire international situation. This dude could have literally just said, I'm sorry, my bad, I'll leave now, and they would have let him go. But his ego was just too big.
In the US right now, because it's very important to note the Korean legal system works very differently from the US legal system. And Johnny has even admitted to this himself.
If I would have pleaded guilty to everything, I'm 100% telling you guys, I would have been in America already. I would have been in America already.
Bro, I know I'm retarded, but I can't do anything about it. God.
Right now.
But apparently he said he was happy he didn't do that because he didn't believe the police were competent enough to actually convict him. So instead, he went on to do this.
But like, I'm actually glad I pled not guilty because like I said, these don't have evidence. Like you can say like, okay, the people are gonna say, oh, they have the 4K video you recorded. They barely even have that. They have like quality or like 10-second clips. Like these police are like literally
like.
The police are retarded. They don't even have 4K footage of me sexually assaulting anyone. Those absolute losers. I could have just pled guilty and gone home, but I decided to play 4D chess and plead not guilty and then get caught in court and end up in a Korean jail for a decade. Yes, definitely the smarter move.
Come on, are we serious now?
It's like the 6'7" IQ chess move.
But obviously, instead of doing that, no, he chose to go on stream and say, F the judge.
Shout out the president, you, the judge, the prosecutor, y'all can suck my... Tell them what the charges is.
Carrying a fish and causing anxiety.
Causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my... I'll bring a fish to your mother's house. I don't care.
Then he showed up extremely late and obviously hungover to his first day on trial and tried his hardest to make a mockery of South Korea. Then on top of that, he's already admitted...
Bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. This guy's fat. Anyway.
And tried his hardest to make a mockery of South Korea. Then on top of that, he's already admitted to lying to judges before.
I was in prison from September 22nd to January 10th.
No, are you allowed back?
I love how this dude was literally just in jail everywhere. On the this is crazy. It's like Pokemon Go catching Pokemon around the world, except he's just catching jail sentences around the world. This is insane.
Into Japan?
Yes.
How'd you get out of that?
I had to the U.S. Embassy and a paid lawyer. I lied to the judge. The lawyer said lie to the judge and apologize. Say that.
Bro's admitting on camera that he lies to judges. Oh my fucking god. He's so fucking cooked, man. Bro.
You sorry?
He's like, listen, man, my cousin has a leering center in Minnesota and he gets away with everything, okay? I know my way around the law.
All I told him, I said, yo, I'll never make a YouTube video again. I'll never... I was selfish. I was streaming people in public and being disruptive. I played music in a restaurant. I'm so sorry. I don't give a about this. Shut the up. And I'll be back soon. And when I come back, it's going to be like Godzilla, tsunami coming back. You better close the border.
Again, he's making his life so much harder to entertain a couple people online.
But I mean, to be fair, that's just the entirety of the country of Somalia at this point. It's like they could just make a nice, happy civilization of people that get along and shit, but nope, they're barbaric warlords just killing each other and pirating. Right, their number one export is booty, literally, heartbreakingly. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Right? The number one driver of the Somali economy right now is fraud from Minnesota. Right? People don't understand what we're dealing with here. We are dealing with quite the breed. I'm sorry, this is getting very racist, but I'm noticing a pattern, and I can't help it but not stop noticing. I'd like to stop noticing, but like, we imported millions of Somalis, right? What got better? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, has anything improved because we brought in hundreds of thousands of Somalis into our country? Like, apparently 85% of them are on welfare. Like, let's be real. 50% of them still can't speak English. Like, Johnny Somali is literally in the top echelon of Somalis in America. Well, or in Korea, I guess.
I guess his great plan to get out of all of this was to continue to act out.
And this guy on Twitter was like, yo, careful, Johnny. If you post too much anti-Korean content on the internet, you might get deported and banned from leaving the country. And I'm thinking, like, that's great. I think I need to crash out harder, chat. What do y'all think? Because obviously I'm not crashing out enough. Because you know what's crazy? When I went to the police station, it was a while back. And they were like, oh, you've been very quiet. Like, you've been very quiet. We noticed. Like, the police told me that. I'm like, I want to go home. But it seems like that's the wrong... I think I need to crash out more. Because if I crash out more, it seems like they're going to be forced to do something. I showed you guys this article the other day. They're saying that
the Somali IQ is in action over here. The best way to make peace with people is to crash out more, actually, because maybe they'll be tired of me and send me away. Absolute cinema.
They're going to ban people and deport them if they say bad stuff about Korea. So I think I just need to say more bad stuff, do more bad stuff. That's what this is motivating me to do.
How is this guy a real person?
And now he's going to jail. Wow, this really worked out very nicely.
How does he not understand that his actions actually have consequences and trying to be this funny internet guy
to be fair, understanding that your actions have consequences is like an 80 IQ, like average, like just saying, statistically speaking, below 80 IQ, chances are you're not going to understand that actions have consequences. In fact, below 70 IQ is considered by the government to be retarded. Like, I'm just noticing that Somali's average IQ is 67.
Entertain a few people online is absolutely not worth it whatsoever. I'm honestly kind of shocked that he came to this conclusion. And I guess he just did so because...
Bro's shocked that the retard's retarded?
The dude even challenged so many people to come find him way too many times.
Come catch me. Come catch me. Come. Yo. Please.
Oh yeah, that's when they beat the shit out of him. Right. I remember that.
So, where does that even leave us? Well, you have people arguing that he could actually get a whole lot more time than what the prosecutor recommended.
Oh?
What did the prosecutor recommend? Well, the prosecutor was recommending 3 years of prison with labor and 5 years on the SO registry in South Korea, which then follows with a deportation after all fines and time is served and a permanent ban from South Korea. And now it's currently being reported by South Korean media that he had his mom write a letter to the judge to help get him out. So,
oh, that's so bad. Oh, that is awful, dude. He asked his mommy to write a letter to the judge for leniency. Oh. Somali mom picks up her sandal, gets ready to go to war. Total random side tangent, but one of Johnny Somali's ex-moderators kind of stabbed him in the back, and he actually reached out to me, and he gave me Johnny Somali's mother's phone number. Oh, God. I'm not going to call it, obviously, but he just, like, dumped me, like, a whole truckload of random info on this guy, and that did include his mother's phone number. And like text messages between Johnny Somali and his own mom, which were very sad. I don't leak things in general, but like, dude, holy shit.
Oh, what will happen to him? Well, honestly,
Jail.
If you ask me, I have no idea. I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if he got a slap on the wrist because that's what happened in Japan, and he's already been stuck in Korea for over a year now.
If they just give him a slap on the wrist, I will be so frustrated.
But
like, what are with these people not willing to enact justice upon retards? The retards need justice. They need justice, or they'll continue being retarded. Oh my God.
Logically, one would think that he would get somewhere in the ballpark of what the prosecutor recommended, considering he did the opposite of what you're supposed to do every step of the way throughout this entire trial. Like, if this was a game and you had option A and option B, and then option A was the good answer and option B was the bad answer, this guy picked the bad answer to every single thing along the whole way. I guess to unlock a special ending at the end of it. And he's about to unlock that special ending for the game because we'll find out what happens on April 15th.
All
So
right.
subscribe.
Damn, bro, this is happening. It's actually happening. And that's tomorrow. All right, definitely subscribe. We'll maybe look into this special ending tomorrow whenever we actually get the update. Dude, this guy is going away. Holy shit. Or not. Or maybe the Somalis will be forever pirating with zero consequences forever. Maybe they'll just continue defying expectations. You know, everyone's expecting like an 80+ IQ maneuver, and then they literally surprise the shit out of you with like the 67 IQ chess move. The Grandmaster's just getting completely floored by the absolute retardation happening. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. But these guys, holy fuck. You gotta do something about this, man. We need consequences. The whole Western world is just so cucked about this shit, dude. And yes, that includes South Korea at this point, because it's basically, you know, an America propped up regime, all right? I'm just being real. Dude, we need to bring back Old Testament justice immediately.